All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 25 stream here on Twitch. I'm NextJGGen24, and today we're going to be rounding out the Forever Conquest Map. So, if you guys don't recall from yesterday, I finished up basically the AL Central and National League Central as well, the AL and NL Central, and decided to go ahead and start making my way towards the teams that are part of the AL and NL Eastern divisions. And we got the Atlanta Braves, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Miami Marlins. I believe this is the Washington Nationals. It may also be the who else could this be? Let me think. Washington Nationals, New York Mets, Miami Marlins, Philadelphia Phillies, and Atlanta Braves. Then for the AL, Toronto Blue Jays, who I still see up there. The Boston Red Sox, I see them. Baltimore, who I think they even expanded to get the Pirates stronghold. Tampa Bay Rays, I already mentioned them. I feel like there's one more I'm forgetting. Did I already mention the Yankees? I guess I didn't, but either way, those are the only teams that are left. The Blue Jays, the Mets, the Red Sox, and the Nationals, it looks like. Because the Atlanta Braves are done. They're done, and the only other red team, unless it's the Philadelphia Phillies, but I have no idea, to be totally honest. I have to think that's the Washington Nationals. But these might be the Nationals. And then Braves. The thing is, I'm blocking the rest of the map, so I have no idea what's there. Looks like it's supposed to be Baltimore, but it might be Washington instead. I already have Washington's stronghold, their main one. But before I go forward, I think what I need to do is build a lineup that will reflect what the 2026 Mets are going to look like. Because boy, has this squad come together. First thing I need to check, though. Okay, so it looks like the best I'm going to get is Jorge Polanco. Or his that card. I don't know if I have that card. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you're asking me to remember back to that period. Let's see. I do not have it. Well, it's either I get it or I use live series. There's a Spotlight Polanco. Oh yeah, I have that one. Okay, never mind. So wait, why did... Oh, because this isn't sellable, is it? This is the Lightning player, right? He was the Lightning player. So here's what I'm gonna do. So in right field, there's no doubt it's Juan Soto. At shortstop, no doubt Francisco Lindor. Is there any other version of Semyon, or is his live series version it? Oh, there is another version of Semyon. Okay, then we'll do that one. First base, gonna have to go out of position here. Whoops. For a Polanco. Third base, this is also gonna have to be out of position. Because that's gonna be Bo Bichette. And we'll do his 99 version. Now, there's some debate over this, but I think that Brett Beatty is going to end up being the left fielder. It may be Carson Bench. I don't know, but I also don't think that there's any Carson Bench card out there. You know, if it had been last year, then yeah, there was definitely a card for him, but for this, it's not gonna. Or for this, you know, there's no Carson Bench card. And then we're also gonna put. This is the easier part. And then catcher is Francisco Alvarez. So this is essentially what the 2026 Mets would look like. Or at least their lineup. Jorge Polanco at first, Bo Bichette at third, Lindor short, Semyon second, Juan Soto right, Luis Robert Jr. center, Brett Beatty left, Francisco Alvarez at catcher, Mark Vientos at DH, although that may be swapped. And if Carson Bench does end up making the roster, I could definitely see Beatty as the DH. You know, or at least the DH against righties, and then Vientos can be it against lefties. So it could be a platoon between Beatty and Vientos. But I think for now, Beatty is the left fielder, or at least the one they're planning to have in left field. Now, for center, I mean, or for starting pitcher, we know it's going to be Nolan McLean. We know Kodai Senga is going to be part of this. Unfortunately, no Brandon Sproat. No Brandon Sproat. So, Clay Holmes, Sean Manaea. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get a better version than David Peterson. For this one, I mean, we've got Luke Weaver. Whoops, too far. Devin Williams, too. So, Williams. Where's Luke? There he is. All right, so Luke Weaver, Devin Williams. Is Tobias Myers in this game a reliever, or is he a Is he a starting pitcher? He's a reliever. It's too bad he doesn't have a better version. Maybe they should have traded for Trevor McGill. Oh well. What's up, the goat, Joey? How you doing? Don't mind me, I'm just building what I think the Mets lineup is going to look like for 2026. It's not definitive, especially left field, but overall, this is how I see it becoming. Gonna go with Polanco at first, Semien at second, Lindor at short, Bichette at right, at third. Well, then you look at this lineup and you tell me, you think I hit the nail on the head? I don't think there's going to be a Carson bench. I don't think there's a Carson bench card that I could use. So we'll have to wait on that. But this is essentially how I see the lineup playing out for next year. I didn't think so. But there's no guarantee that he's even going to be at the major league roster to start the season. He would need a really spectacular spring training in order to get in. But I also added Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. And I also added Tobias Myers. I'm trying to think, though. Is there another reliever that I'm forgetting about? Oh, Luis Garcia. That's right, from the Nationals. Yep, Freddy Peralta, you are right. I actually should have added him first. Oh, wait. No, he was on the Dodgers, right? No. Okay, so where was he? Ooh, that means I'm going to have to bump somebody here. If anything, I expect Clay Holmes to be bumped. But based on overall, I think it would have to, unless there's a better version of Peterson. Here, let's check the marketplace. That is not the Garcia that I was looking for. That's the Garcia. No, that's not it either. Is this? It's the Angels one? Dang, I was kind of hoping. Oh, okay. So then, yeah, that works. Okay, so he was on the Angels. No wonder why I couldn't find him. And then who else am I missing? Yeah, I know Freddy Peralta is missing from here, so we'll add him. Oops, too far. There he is. Beautiful Freddy Peralta. And the only reason he's not the starter or the ace for me right now is because Senga and McLean are already superfractored, so I'd rather get Peralta. I'd rather get Peralta started next, especially since this lineup is not exactly going to look all that great. Or not this lineup, but rather this rotation for right now, because I don't know. I don't think there's another Manaya. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, there's not another Manaya, so he's the only version I have. And we have Clay Holmes. And I don't think that Jonah Tong is going to end up on the rock or end up on the. I don't think he ends up on the Major League roster to start the season. What's up, Mets? Yeah, I'm actually building what I think the lineup is going to look like next year. I mean, Lindor is going to have to lead off, and then Juan Soto is going to be second. I've heard a lot of talk about Bo Bichette being behind Soto. You think that's right, or do you think that might be a little too low? I know, but unfortunately, we don't. All right, so next, Semien is probably going to be at the bottom of the lineup. Cleanup, I like to think, might be Vientos to add a little power there. And then it could be Alvarez behind him, and then Robert 6. I forget. What I saw SMY put a lineup out like this. They had a graphic, so let me see what the graphic looks like. Well, the New York Post says that Polanco would bat second, or would bat after Bo Bichette, and then it would be Marcus Semien, then Brett Beatty, then Francisco Alvarez, then Carson Bench, and oh wow, no, this is old because they don't even have Luis Robert in it. Okay, here we go. So yeah, they would put Jorge Polanco behind Bichette, and then Albert, and then Beatty behind him. Although he's DH, but I'm putting him in left field for now because I don't have a Carson Bench card. And then they're going to put Alvarez behind Beatty, and then Luis Robert behind him, Marcus Semien in the 8 hole, and then DH, or that the 9 hole is where Carson Bench would go. But I don't have, like I said, we don't have a Carson Bench card, or at least there's not one to my knowledge. Let me see if there's a live series one. There might be a live series one because I think he was part of the 40-man roster. So he may be here. It's just not. It's just not a good version, unfortunately. Beatty, Senga, Marte, Soto, Mauricio, Brazaban, Jonah Tong, Luke Ritter, Ryan Stanek, Alex Carrillo. No Carson Bench. Wow. Okay. I mean, maybe. If Carson Bench shoves in spring training, I don't think we have a choice but to have him start at the major league roster. I think they do a good job of protecting him in the 9-hole. Or they would do a good job of keeping him in the 9-hole. Yeah. And don't underestimate that idea because you know, we don't Pete Alonso came out of nowhere in 2019, spring training 2019, and look at what he was able to accomplish. So now that I've got the lineup and the rotation pretty much where I want it, unless I'm missing someone from the bullpen, but I don't believe I am. There's obviously not going to be an Edwin Diaz or a Helsley or a Soto or Rogers or even a Franco. If they had yes, but it's a common card. Actually, there should be a Brooks Raley card. Where's Brooks Raley? Oh, also AJ Minter. They're saying that AJ Minter may end up being like a like the setup man. Nunez? I mean, I guess we could throw him in. No harm in that. But I'm looking for Brooks Raley. That's what I'm looking for. Where's Raley? Kranick is also going to be... Kranick might have a shot, too. When does he come back from injury? Me too. That's why I want to throw him in there. Because I liked him out of the pen as well. Yeah, here we go. Brooks Raley. Or is he not? I thought he was. I thought he was back. Let's see. Brooks Raley. Yeah, he's definitely back. They exercised the club option on him, so he's definitely back. So we could throw Brooks Raley in there if I have him, which of course I don't. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna flat out buy him. I have nothing better to spend my stubs on anyway. Alright, so this looks to be the... Well, other than Sean Newcomb. You know what? Maybe for that, I'll take... Well, no, actually, you know what? I'll throw in Brazaban. Because I don't know if Kranich is going to be back. I really don't know. But alright, this looks like this is the lineup that I'm rocking with. So, Freddy Peralta is clearly going to be the number one overall guy. But for parallel XP purposes, I think I'm going to have him just be the number 3 guy. But he would actually be here. This is where I would see him. And then Luke Weaver and Devin Williams with Luis Garcia, Brooks Raley, AJ Minter, Nunez possible, Brazaban possible, Myers definitely. And then this is the lineup. I mean, these two scare me, or these three scare me right here. Polanco, Bichette, and Beatty. That's my fear with this lineup. But we'll have to see how it goes. So and this might come back to bite me. But I'm ready to take this team into Conquest. Oh, bench. I'm not really worried about the bench. But I guess I can throw some guys together. Let's see. Who do we throw in? Tyrone Taylor, he would definitely be there. As would Luis Torrens. Vientos would probably be on the bench as well if Carson Bench makes it. If not, I see him being the DH. Who did the lineup have as like on the bench? I think I have to reference. Here we go. Yeah, they have. Right now, it would be Torrens, Taylor, and Vientos. But because there's no Carson Bench card, I can't have the full lineup. I can only put in Taylor and Torrens, and then we'll see if two more people make it. I don't know what the opening day roster is going to look like for the Mets. But now, let's get into some gameplay since I just spent nearly half an hour trying to build up. No, his deal was only a 1-year deal, so, and I don't think the Mets are bringing him back. Do they? Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not really gonna do that because I'd rather keep it traditional. You know, unless you're Shohei Ohtani, you're not. Um, unless you're Shohei Ohtani, you're not. You're not batting if you're a pitcher. So let's see how this 2026 Mets lineup does. Again, my biggest concern is going to be Bo Bichette, Jorge Polanco, and Brett Beatty in left. That's my biggest concern.
Runner! Hey! No, he's in there.
Look at that. Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor. A 1-2 punch at the top of the lineup. And Soto can swipe backs, too.
Runner! That's a ball low.
So let's see how Bo Bichette... I can't change his number, so it looks like he's number 11, even though we know his number is going to be 19 with the Mets. So please don't get upset about that. There's just really nothing I can do to change lineup numbers or to change jersey numbers. So I know it's not going to be perfect. All right, Bo Bichette doesn't really come through, but that is okay. Now we got Jorge Polanco, who's playing first base for us. And he's going to drive a deep fly ball. And that's going to drive in Soto.
Ball. That's a ball.
So Mets, do you think that Peralta and the Mets get a extension done before opening day? I mean, for me, I feel like you have to get it done because I feel like Peralta's going to be trying to overdo it, and you also want to get something done before the lockout comes. And why not have it done before the start of the season? You know. Strike 3, sit down. Freddy Peralta picking up where he left off in Milwaukee. By the way, I have to credit Cheater. He's the one that came in here and said Freddy Peralta for Brennan Sproat and Jet Williams. And yesterday I shrugged it off because I felt that was too much, but the deal got done with Tobias Myers listed in it or thrown into it.
No,
That's
that's a ball.
ultimately what pushed it ahead.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It would have been cool to see Trevor McGill be part of it, but Tobias Myers is not exactly a bad pitcher.
1.
Oh, strike 3, sit down on that last batter as well.
2. 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down. Damn, Cook, Peralta, Cook. Now let's see what Luis Robert Jr. is gonna do.
No, that's down. Ball. Ball, that's down.
Robert. It's a deep fly out to right center field. Dang. I know, that was just a name that was floated that the Mets tried to throw in there. I get why they wouldn't be interested in trading him at all. I don't blame them. But the Mets had to ask.
That missed. That's a ball. 2-0.
Fangraphs, projections, and... Oh, Marcus Semien! Cook, baby! Cook! I'm... Oh, alright. You know what, to be fair, I think you might have struggled online because if you're putting Beatty in left, Bichette at third, and Polanco at first, I think you're really there might be some trouble there. So I don't know if I would necessarily take that lineup into ranked. I think it might be better to have them just in play versus CPU, so it could be fun to see what the Mets or even Conquest, like I'm doing. Yeah. My hope is that I'll have this Conquest map done before I'm ending or before I end the stream, but we'll have to wait and see. I do need to run some errands. So
1 and 2's the count.
it's a very interesting lineup to say the least. Strike 3, sit down. It's a very, very, very interesting lineup.
0-1. Here. Ball. 1-2.
Strike 3, sit down. I mean, that might be the only way that the Mets actually win is if Freddy Peralta just strikes out a bunch of people. I mean, Bo Bichette and Jorge Polanco may end up being okay at third and first. They might be okay. But for my purposes, in order to, win this game, I need to keep the ball out of Polanco's hands as well as Bo Bichette's. And possibly Brett Beatty, but, I mean, cross that bridge when we get there. I'll be honest, though. I thought for sure when I was going to put this lineup together, Jorge Polanco with a home run. I thought I wasn't going to have as good of a lineup as it actually is. I mean, I knew the Mets players were going to be fine. I wasn't worried about the Mets players. I was worried about the new additions. Polanco, Bichette, Robert. Was I going to be able to build a team with those guys playing out of position? And I think the answer to that question is yes. Now I just wonder if they're going to have an introductory press conference for Freddy Peralta.
0-2.
Or if they're just going to wait until they have a contract extension with him before then. But I feel like now you got to introduce it. Or you got to introduce him.
Hey! 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down. I swear to God, if Freddy Peralta strikes out the entire lineup in this Conquest game, I mean, if that's what I have to look forward to in real life, oh my God. Freddy Peralta, cook. Strike 3, sit down. Oh my gosh. What domination. Oh, you know what I haven't been doing? The apple. I didn't do the apple in that game. Dang. And Polanco had a home run in that. I don't think Bo Bichette did, but Polanco definitely did. I think, in fact, he was the last run to score.
Runner! Ball 1, no strike. He's safe. Aye! No, he's safe. That's a ball.
Beautiful. That's going to be key right there for next year's Mets. Can Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor
Ball.
produce at the top of the lineup? if they can produce, then that takes the pressure off of Bichette and Robert and Semyon and Polanco to be able to produce. I mean, it'd be great if they produce, but it takes the pressure off that they have to produce when it should be guys like Soto and Lindor.
He's out.
And guys like Freddy Peralta wouldn't have to have perfect pitching performances in order to win games.
Ball, that's in.
And I mean, don't forget that Framber Valdez is still out there. But I feel like he's not going to sign with the Mets, especially now that they went out and got Peralta. I feel like that's a little too much. I mean, that's my opinion, but I don't know what the Mets are going to do. I wasn't sure if this Peralta trade was actually going to happen.
No, inside.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey. Oh, 2 is the count. Ball, that pitch is out.
Strike 3, sit down.
Pitching for the Blue Jays, number 93, Jimmy.
What up, J-Tag? You know what lineup I'm playing with right now, right? I'll show you the lineup. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. But look at that lineup. Now, to be fair, some of these are not definitive. Like Brett Beatty, I don't know if he's going to end up in left field. I just threw him in there because there's no Carson Bench card, and I think that bench is going to be where Vientos is, and Vientos is on the bench. You want Beatty gone? I don't think they're going to get rid of Beatty. Especially with Bo Bichette on essentially what could be a 1-year deal. I mean, they may want to keep him around in case Bo decides that 1 is enough. So I wouldn't get rid of Beatty just yet. You're stoked for Robert? I hope he can go back to his 2023 form, because that was his best form. So I don't remember if it was Wardy or Jolly Olive who was pointing out that Robert, in the weeks leading up to the trade deadline last week, he was actually hitting very well. He had multiple home runs. He had an average over 300, an OPS over at least 1,000. You know, so if we could get that version of Robert, and if he remains healthy, I mean, the Mets may find a bit of a diamond in the rough. The one thing that does concern me is how Bo Bichette and Jorge Polanco are going to adjust to playing the corner infield. That's going to be my biggest concern. I mean, hell, it's kind of why I'm not even trying to put the ball in play for
Ball, that's inside.
It is, especially for guys who have never played. Well, Jorge Polanco has a few games at first, or like at least one game, but Bo Bichette has none at third. So this is going to be a pretty big adjustment.
2-2 the count.
I am sorry that we gave up Jet Williams and Brendan Sproat to get Peralta, but I mean,
Batting six, the catcher, number 4.
he did that in high school, and yeah.
Alvarez.
Well, the good news is that Bichette has a spring training to be able to get adjusted to it. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. And of course, I'm pitching with Freddy Peralta. But I have Luke Weaver and Devin Williams in my lineup, as well as Luis Garcia. And then Tobias Myers is right here. And the rest of these guys, Minter, Rayleigh, Nunez, Brazaban, those guys are in there just because I think they probably are going to be in there, but there might be more additions to the relievers. I mean, Max Kranick is not in this. Well, let's see how Luke Weaver does.
Now pitching, Luke Weaver.
This is actually his first appearance in this roster, or from this bullpen.
Ball. Aye. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You can't lose, ball.
Strike 3, sit down.
Aye. 0-2.
Okay, that's at least going to Juan Soto, so I know he's not going to have an issue in right field.
Batting six, the catcher, Alejandro.
Aye. Ah. No balls, 2 strikes.
The other thing too that for me is a bit of a wild card. It's going to be how Lindor and Soto perform at the top of the lineup. I mean, the Mets essentially need a good performance from them in order to take the pressure off of Polanco, Bichette, and Robert and Semien. Although Semien, I don't think there's any expectation that he's going to be a great hitter. He just needs to be a decent hitter.
Number 77.
But definitely going to take the pressure off of Polanco and Bichette, for sure.
He's got first.
The thing that I do like about this lineup, and this is just me personally as I raise the apple for Francisco Lindor, this lineup spells seems like a team that's going to be more focused on trying to put the ball in play. You know, last year it was all about the home run ball, whether that was Alonso, Soto, Lindor, Vientos, Alvarez. You know, this lineup, I feel like with Bo Bichette and
48.
Jorge Polanco and Luis Robert Jr. can be a
Counts one
he
and
could
oh.
be like a power hitter, but I mean, if he could just hit, you know, and not worry about trying to go for home runs, I mean, maybe he'll have a decent year. Basically, what I'm saying is that this lineup feels a bit more well-rounded to me than last year's did. Last year, I think there was too much of an emphasis on the long ball. Now, I think there's more of an emphasis on putting the ball in play, getting guys on base, and scoring runs that way. Basically, fundamentals. You know, yeah, you still have guys like Alvarez, you still have guys like Soto and Lindor that can hit home runs, but, you know, guys like Polanco, Bichette, they're not expected to hit home runs. They're just expected to put the ball in play. And you do that, I think you have a more well-rounded lineup that could really make it dangerous. Raise the apple for Jorge Polanco. Not his first home run in this stream on this Mets lineup, but the first time I'm raising the apple for Polanco.
Ball two.
I guess Luke Weaver is going to get this save. Dang, I was really hoping for a Devin Williams appearance. I mean, I still could technically throw in Devin. It's just doing so now would not net him a save, whether I give up multiple runs or not. So I might as well keep Weaver in there. Strike three, sit out. But it was definitely fun to build this lineup. A lot of fun. I would never take it online, but it's definitely fun to look at what the lineup could be for next year. Strike three, sit down.
Oh, and two. Oh, that's up there.
Strike three, sit down. Alright, Luke Weaver gets the first save in the new Mets bullpen. What up, Bubbles? How are ya?
Leading off for New Jersey, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Huh, that's weird. I mean, I went live over an hour ago. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty good. Better than I did last week, for sure.
Oh, one's the
With
count.
the way that this Mets roster is coming together. I'm actually playing with the roster that the Mets are gonna play with, or the projected 2026 lineup for the Mets this year. So, unfortunately, Bo Bichette has been a bit of a disappointment for me. But Jorge Polanco, Luis Robert Jr., Marcus Semien, they've all been great for me. The only thing that's a little bit different from what the actual projection might be is that you see that Mark Vientos is DH with Beatty in left. Um, I think it's supposed to be that that Beatty is the DH and Carson Bench is in left, but because there is no Carson Bench card in MLB The Show 25, I really didn't have much of a choice. I had to put Beatty in left and Vientos at DH. So this is essentially what it would look like minus Carson Bench. But maybe for 26, we'll get more of a look at what that lineup will be.
Ball inside. No, that's a foul ball.
I didn't even get to show the rotation. Yep, I'm almost done though. It's only the Eastern teams, so once I'm done with those teams, it's just a matter of collecting the rest of the territories. And once I get all those territories, the map is done, and all that's left is the cactus map. Look at Bo Bichette finally coming through. Had some nerves there.
The first baseman, number 7.
And I know that Bo Bichette's number is supposed to be 19. I can't change that in game.
That's a ball.
So we're just going to have to use our imagination for Bichette for now. Thankfully, Robert is still 88. I don't know about Polanco. Did they announce what his number is? Yeah, they should have. Hold on. Because I don't think he's number 7. Oh. Okay. It looks like... Whoa. It looks like Polanco's going to be number 11. So what Bo Bichette's number is right now, that's what Polanco is supposed to get. But here's Freddy Peralta, who's the newest addition to the Mets roster.
Hey. 0-2.
There will definitely there should definitely be a new. There should definitely be a new Captain Blizzard drop because it's going to be the final one, actually. The final Captain Blizzard drop program. And then we're going to have to wait a week later for the then and now, or the now and later program as well. Strike 3, sit out.
Nope, outside.
Pitching for the Blue Jays, number 93, Jimmy Garcia.
It was right on it, just way behind it.
0-2 is the count. That's a ball. Two to the count. Three and two. Ball four. Take your base.
Batting 8, the second baseman, Marcus Simeon.
Dang. All right, well, Luke Weaver gets another shot. I hope it's that eventually I'll see Devin Williams.
Luke Weaver.
Ball upstairs.
No, it's about the same. 3 hours.
One ball, two strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
All one. I got one ball, one strike. Two.
Strike 3, sit down.
Oh and one.
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 77, Louis Marlin.
Dang, I thought that was going to get over his head. The only thing that I could think of what else to do in MLB The Show is try and superfractor Bo Bichette, Marcus Semien, Luis Robert Jr., and, well, that's it, actually.
Now batting. The
Just
right
try to
fielder,
superfractor those guys because they're the three newest Mets added. That and Freddy Peralta, and Luke Weaver, and Devin Williams. And Luis Garcia, and Tobias Myers. So that's the only other thing I could think of to do in MLB The Show 26. Unfortunately, this is the part of the year that we're at where there's very little content, and I can't force content.
leading up for Toronto, the third baseman, Addison.
You know, I said I wanted Devin Williams to make an appearance, and boy howdy am I getting it. Devin Williams, come on in for the save.
Now pitching, Devin Williams.
Strike three, sit out.
Pinch hitting for the Blue Jays, number 7, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah. Ball. Down. 3.
Strike three, sit out.
Hey. Hey. 0-2.
Strike three, sit down. And that's the first save for Devin Williams on this Mets 2026 roster. And look at that, Freddy Peralta, Tier 3. Devin Williams, Tier 2. Yeah, I figured I was going to play on veteran. Oh, boy. All right. I dug my grave on this one, so hopefully we could be all right. Yeah.
Ball.
And of course, Mets Twitter is going absolutely.
Hey.
They are going absolutely nuts right now.
Got him.
Batting second, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
Oh, man.
Batting third, the third baseman, Bo Bichette.
Ball 1. Ball, that's in. Ball.
Oh, this is big. The Rangers get Mackenzie Gore, and the Nationals in return get Gavin Fine, Devin Fitzgerald, Alejandro Rosario, Abimelec Ortiz, and Yeremy Cabrera.
Leading off for the Jays, the second baseman.
Wow.
Clemens.
Wow, oh wow, oh wow. Well, the pitcher trading market is heating up.
No, he's safe.
I'm a little nervous about sending or throwing over to first base.
Yep, that ball went out. Aye. Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Aye. No balls, 2 strikes. Aye.
Strike 3, sit down.
Aye. Safe, he's good. He's in there. That's a ball. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball, that's inside.
Runner, he's going.
3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Leading off for the Wolves, the first baseman.
All right, we need some bats going here.
Inside, ball 1. You're out. No, that's ball. Ball 1. Out.
Should I push it for one more inning from Peralta, or should I try to bring in someone else?
Now pitching, Brooks Ray.
All one's the count. All two's the count.
Strike 3, sit down. Oh boy. Oh, thank God. Okay, so
Third baseman, Addison.
Polanco is not completely useless at first base.
He's out.
Pitching for the Blue Jays, number 23, Jeff Hoffman.
I have to hold my breath every freaking time
0-1.
with Polanco. I have to hold it every time.
Counts 1-0.
Ah, darn it.
Got him. All one.
It's gonna have to come from Vientos, that or we're heading to extras. Not sure that, yeah, that's not gonna get it done. Alright, we're heading to extras. No, don't. I don't want them to score now. That's why I'm bringing in Luke Weaver.
All one's the count. Aye. All one. Three.
Strike 3, sit down.
Yeah.
Pitching for the Blue Jays, number 93, Jimmy Garcia.
Ah, come on.
The batter, the right fielder, Juan.
Oh, you don't get why some pitchers bring in lefties against lefties or righties against righties. Well, essentially, the argument is that same-handed pitchers or pitchers that are pitchers and batters who have the same handedness usually have a tougher time because or the pitcher has an advantage over a batter who hits the with the same hand as they throw. Like, the idea is that it's easier for a lefty, or I'm sorry, it's easier for a batter to see a right-handed batter to see a left-handed pitcher, and vice versa. Like, it's or not vice versa, but it's also the other way too, which is it's easier for a left-handed batter to see pitches from a right-handed pitcher.
Now pitching.
I mean, some guys do better
Garcia.
against their same-handedness or they do better against some of the pitchers that are the same or throw with the same hand as they bat. But those are very, very few players. The advantage is batters will see opposite-handed pitchers better. Here, that's an easy way to tell. You see when I go to this screen, you can see on the where my face cam is, they have the do up, and it's got the batters. Well, that's why the logic is strike three, sit down, that you're gonna same-handedness is usually an advantage to a pitcher, whereas opposite-handedness, that's going to be an advantage to the batter. Does that make
No sense? balls, 2 strikes. 3.
Strike three, sit down.
Nope, that's a ball. Ball 1, no strikes.
If I look at a batter in real life, I can't tell. Yes, you can. You can tell by the way they step into the box. I mean, you can't tell for sure what their handedness is because someone like Polanco, he could be a switch hitter, and he is a switch hitter. But generally speaking, guys who stand, like, let's say you're on the mound as a pitcher, if the batter is stepping into the right side of the plate, he's a righty from the pitcher's perspective. But if he bats from the left side of the plate, then he's a lefty. Or he could be a switch hitter, depending on what handedness or handness you have.
Ball.
Ah, darn. I thought that might be a double, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to risk it. So I had to hold up there. I didn't have a choice.
Ball, that pitch is out. That's ball 3.
Nice! Brett Beatty, raise the apple!
Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 48.
Which means I could bring in Devin Williams, assuming that I don't score any more runs. Ooh, excuse me. That's my lunch stopping. Right. Francisco Alvarez bats righty. I know from my perspective, or the camera that I'm playing from, he looks like he's batting lefty because he's on the left side of the screen. But it's based on the pitcher's perspective.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Ugh.
Ball. Count's full.
Dang.
Hey, 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
The batter number 2, second baseman, Marcus Simeon.
Nice, Simeon.
Now batting, designated hitter, Mark Vientos.
That's a ball.
Oh, and Mark Vientos is finally going to hit a home run.
Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 45.
TV.
Tommy. Yes.
And Francisco Lindor. Raise the apple for Lindor.
Got him.
Yeah, that's just how I've always played. Too bad. I guess we're not going to get Devin Williams. Oh well. You know what? This might be a good opportunity to go ahead and bring in Tobias Myers. No, actually, we'll keep pitching with Garcia. Should show off what he could do.
Strike two. Ball. That's inside. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Now batting, third baseman, Addison Barger.
You know what? Polanco may not be bad at first base. I mean, at least if this Polanco is okay with being a first baseman, I might be okay. I need a sit down emoji. I also need a home run apple emoji as well. But shh, don't say that, because otherwise the graphic artists are going to start coming in here and they'll be like, oh, I can help you with that. I can help you with that.
Ball. That's off the plate.
And I'd rather not deal with them.
Count full.
Strike 3, sit down. Well, that took that took 5 innings, but I suppose as long as it got done, that's all that matters. Ugh. Maybe I could play on veteran against the Red Sox. Oh, thank God I can.
Leading off for the Wolves, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
All right. Sorry, I just needed to check on something.
Did he go?
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Outside. Ball.
Go to, Lindor.
Batting second, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
Go home, go home, go home. Yes, sir.
Batting third, the third baseman, Bo Bichette.
Oh, I probably should have stolen the base with Juan Soto.
Runner!
Ball. He's in there. That's a ball. That's down.
Nice.
No, he's safe.
Attaboy, Beatty.
Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 57, Red. Batting second, the designated hitter, Roman Anthony.
No balls. 2 strikes. That's a ball. That's inside. Ball. Hit!
Strike 3, sit down.
Hee-haw! 0 balls, 1 strike. Ball. Hook! 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Freddy Peralta. Man, what a stud.
Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 76, Zach Kelly.
Over the fence, that's a ground rule double. He's up.
Batting ninth, the designated hitter, Mark Vientos.
1-0.
Mark Vientos.
Now batting, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. The batter, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
Nice! Juan Soto with the home run. Raise the apple.
Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 63, Justin Slayton. Now batting, the first baseman, Jorge Polanco.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
Trying to see if there's anything. How many? I think there are only two. The Mets and the Phillies, which both the Mets control. It's going to take at least one more turn to be able to get it. So I'm really surprised because I spent a half hour trying to build this Mets 2026 roster,
0-1.
and I thought this would take a lot longer, but I must have done enough yesterday to be able to get all the strongholds today. And I don't know about the territories. You know, I'll try. Because usually those don't take too long.
Yeah, what? 0-1. Hit. 0-2.
Strike three, sit out.
Hit. Hit. No balls, 2 strikes.
Strike three, sit out.
Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 83, Brendan.
That missed. That's a ball.
Bernardino.
1 ball, no strikes. Ha! 1 ball, 1 strike. Hit! 1-2.
Dang.
He's out of there.
Now batting, the center fielder, Luis Roberts.
Ball.
Ooh.
Safe. He's
Oh,
good.
I lucked out there. I lucked out. I should not have been safe.
Number 41, Steven Matz.
Ball. 1-1. 2-1.
Really wish I would have gotten that run in, but it is what it is. All right, let's bring in Garcia,
Now pitching.
since there's no pressure on bringing in anyone else.
Garcia.
Or there's no need to bring in Weaver or Williams. I should probably get Myers a shot. Should probably get some work in. After all, he is going to be part of this roster. It's just, I don't know. He's a common, and I have some reservations about that.
One and one.
If he were like a silver, then I would have no problem using him. I'm really surprised the San Diego studios, for as well as he pitched, they didn't really give him much of a card. Unless there's a flashback card of him. That's always a possibility. I didn't even consider that. I'll have to look at the Brewers or I'll have to look at the Brewers collection or flashback collection and see. But as far as I could tell, there was none of him. I didn't think I'd have to bring in Williams, but
Yeehaw. 0-1.
dire situations call for dire measures.
That's the ball. That's low. That's a ball.
Strike 3, sit down. Thank you, Williams. Woo! All right, that was important right there. Wow. Hold on. Where is it? Oh no, it's, well, I should collect that. Even though it nets me nothing. Well, 3,000 stubs it nets me, but I'm not going to be able to get all these 1,000 rated guys, nor am I getting the Flawless banner or the World Series banner. But this is what I meant. That was from the, let's see. I think it was from the Stolen Base Legacy program. Yes. Yes, it was. So I had stolen 1,406 stolen bases. So I am officially done with that program. Let's see how... I meant to check this out earlier. I still need 81 triples if I'm going to get the three-piece suit. And then as far as innings pitched, I think I'm a long ways away from that. Not bad. Probably another 1,650 innings. Ugh. That's going to be a while. so I'm going to claim some more territories so that I don't have to go back and get these territories before I move on to the Met stronghold. All right, so we're down to 2, I believe. Oh, does Toronto have their stronghold? Looks like Toronto has it. Wow. Okay. Ugh. Attaboy, Lindor.
Batting second, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
Runner, he's going.
1-0.
He's safe.
He's out.
Yeah, I should have stolen there with Lindor, but at least I moved Lindor. But at least I moved him over to third.
Ball, that's out.
Whoa, Bo Bichette with his first home run on this 2026 Mets roster. Raise the apple.
Now pitching for the New York Mets, number 71, Tyler Rogers.
Nice.
Batting sixth, the catcher, number 4, Francisco Alvarez.
Yes, sir, Luis Robert Jr. I don't know, does he have a home run yet?
Batting eighth, the second baseman.
I don't know if I already hit one with him in this game or in this stream.
Number
I might
56,
have.
Ryan Helsley. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, Mark Vientos. Coming up for the Mets.
Still nothing on
Second
Twitter. I
baseman,
guess
Luis Sanchez.
everyone got their
Good
Mets
job.
reaction out of the way. You know, you can only say so many praises so many times on Twitter or on X before it starts to get old. Like, we get it. Yeah, the Mets have Freddy Peralta. Strike 3, sit out.
Aye. 0-1. Aye. No balls, 2 strikes. Aye.
Strike 3, sit out.
Aye. 0-2. 3.
Strike 3, sit out.
Pitching for the New York Mets, number 43, Huascar Brazoban.
Ball, that's out. Got him.
The batter, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
Ball. Outside, that's a ball.
Little Soto shuffle there, why not?
Now batting, third baseman, Bo Bichette.
Out. Aye.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
0-2 is the
I
count.
forgot to look up if Myers had a flashback card.
3.
Strike 3, sit down. Should probably look that up before,
Aye. 0-1's the count.
well, I'm coming up on the final stronghold here soon.
No balls, 2 strikes. Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball in. Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Too high. Ball.
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching for the Mets, number 55, Ron Stanner.
No. Inside.
that's gonna get caught.
Now batting, catcher Francisco Alvarez.
Oh boy.
Out. Oh,
Oh well.
hey! 0-2.
Ball that's outside.
Get there, Beatty. Ah, darn it. Ironically, it was Beatty who nearly flew out to Beatty.
Hey! Hey! 2. Yep, that ball went out. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey! Hey! 2. 0-2 is the count.
Strike 3, sit down. 50 strikeouts for Freddy Peralta.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three.
Strike 3, sit down. Luis Robert Jr. up to Tier 2. Oh, so I have all the... Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's it. That was the last stronghold for me to grab. I thought there would be more, but apparently not. Okay. Well, I guess I can go ahead and just focus on getting the rest of the territories. We're going to get lots of packs from this. That might be how I end this stream. Just open up some packs and do that. I just wasn't expecting that to be the last stronghold. But I couldn't really see. I thought there was more over here. Oh well, no big deal. Alright, let's see. I think we're gonna go over here now. Most exciting part of the game. Yep, all the strongholds are complete, so now it's just a matter of getting all the territories. Once I have the territories, then I can open up the packs, and that's probably where I'm going to end the stream for the night. I have some errands that I need to run anyway, so... I just got back, had to get gas for the snow, but yeah. I actually, I had to do some planning of my own for this weekend. I'm trying to get hotel rooms in New York City so that I don't have to stay, or I don't have to drive back in the snow to get to work. So I think I'm just going to book a hotel room. I just have to see. My manager sent me instructions of how the company can reimburse me for the hotel room. So yeah, it's going to be a long weekend, that's for sure. My hope is that it's actually not as bad as it's projected to be. But we'll see what happens. It's also going to be Mikey Sherrill's first real test as governor. You know, this is something that Murphy had to deal with when he first took over the governor's mansion, and he was pretty bad. It was that I saw that response, and the roads were awful. I mean, it almost felt like Murphy was caught off guard. So I hope Cheryl can at least learn from that and not make the same mistake. But we'll see. Yep. Welcome to New Jersey in January. We've gotten snow like this before. Like, this is really nothing. This is nothing new. It's just the accumulation is what is a pain. And what I'm also concerned about is the potential flooding we may see in the spring. That's always a problem, especially around my area, because I live around the Passaic River, and that floods every time there's like a big winter, or there's a winter where we get lots of snow. So that's always a major concern. And I've seen like really I've seen some really bad flooding in my town as a result of the flooding, so, or snow. So well, do you guys get it pretty bad where you are? I know you're in Eastern Europe, so are the winters there particularly bad? Maybe what me and SB Champ are talking about, or what we're complaining about, is nothing compared to what you may have to deal with. I see. I mean, what we're expecting, I've seen ranges from 4 to 10 inches of snow, possibly even up to a foot. That's what we're looking at here in New Jersey. Was this ESPN being late on Mackenzie Gore trade? Oh no, their Ravens are hiring Chargers defensive coordinator. Hold on, Jesse Minter as their head coach and signing him to a 5-year contract. There's so much territory. Yep. Well, this is really the biggest map that they release. So this is honestly like expected. They release this map every year. But usually they do it at the beginning of the year. This year they decided to do it towards the end. Which I'm okay with that. In fact, that's what I prefer. Because this map is so massive, and when you're starting out, it takes time to build up your team to where you could be competitive. So I actually prefer that they do it this way moving forward. Okay, so what I'm planning to do is be driven in Saturday night, likely taking the bus in, as long as the roads aren't bad. We'll see. That or my dad drives me into the city. And then I'm going to take a suitcase with me. And then I'm going to hang out for a few hours after work, after I get off of work, until it's time for me to check into the hotel. Then I'll check into the hotel and I'll try to get as much sleep as I can. The good thing about being in the city is that I could probably sleep until 6 and still be able to get in on time. So that's what my plan is. And then, if I need to stay another day, because it is going to be, I don't know how bad it's going to be. I may have to stay Monday as well in the city. So, because we have a massive snowstorm coming, and if I can't get into New Jersey, or if I can't get into New York City from New Jersey, then I can't do my job. I mean, I already indicated that this was my plan to my manager, so there's no way I'm going to be able to say that I can't work. He already knows that this is what my plan is. If I call out now, it's just going to look bad on my part. Yes, that's the indication that I got from my manager, is that they're going to reimburse me for at least one night. I don't know if there'll be a second, but it's on my weekend, so even if they say up to 2 nights, I don't think I think they'll see, oh, it was your weekend and you're not supposed to be, we're not going to be able to cover that, you know? So you just took off Saturday then? Or no, you took off Monday. You told me that. That's why I may have to stay until Monday. I mean, hopefully the roads will be cleared by Monday afternoon and then I can just go home. But it's also worth noting that if that's the possibility, if I can't get out of the city by Monday afternoon, in all likelihood, I'm not going to be able to. That is possible. It is possible. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me to do it. I have to see what the weather is going to be like. Yeah, believe me, I'm not rushing back. Okay? If I have to stay another night at the hotel, that's fine. That I'll pay out of pocket, but at the very least, I want Sunday. I want a room Sunday so I can at least sleep. And honestly, I was looking at the prices because I specifically, when I went to or went on my MLB ballpark tour last year, I picked up on or I picked Hilton to stay at because they had multiple locations in DC and in Baltimore and Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So I picked their rewards program, and worst comes to worst, if I gotta stay another night, I'll stay another night and earn some points. Yeah, by the way, for anyone who's curious, 99 is the most that you could have on a single territory, so and you can easily reach that here in this map. This is large enough to where you could have the territories at 99. It's crazy, huh? I know, SB Champ, but, you know, we live in the northeastern U.S. It's the end of January, and, I mean, we've already had a lot of snow as it is. Like, this is probably the most snow that I've seen in years. Well, do they have to shovel? I know that one of your nephews is a toddler, so they're not shoveling anytime soon. But I think you said your niece is your oldest. Ah, see, if anything, I would be teaching your niece to start doing this, because eventually she's gonna have to, if she sticks around in the area or in the Northeast, she's going to have to do this, or she's going to have someone do this for her. So, if I were her, I would start learning. Who knows? Maybe she can make some money off of it. Pretty big weekend storm. Like, why not? Why not earn some money while she's at it? Move where exactly? Because there are areas down south that are getting snow. And if she wants to go out west, they're going to get even more snow out there. The Midwest usually, we complain about it here, but the Midwest usually gets it even worse than we do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the entire Northeast is getting covered this week. I mean, they're even talking like down south in Florida and Georgia, they got some snow. May not have been a lot, but you know how those people down there, when they see snow, how they react. I mean, even my childhood friend's mother, who lives in Florida now, was posting a funny meme about how Florida people freak out whenever there's snow, and she's like, I've been here, I can help. Yeah. Yep, even Texas is getting snow. So this is gonna be quite a weekend storm. Not just here in the Northeast, but the down south. I mean, I feel like out west is really the only safe part right now. But I don't know about them out there. All right, that's the Forever map. Of course, it's repeatable, so you can always do the chase packs and everything. But I personally don't want it. Or not the chase packs, but the ultra choice packs. Besides, I'd rather earn those through mini seasons. Yeah, nobody wants it. Not ice. Screw ice. Nobody wants ice. And I'm not talking the federal agency. I'm talking about, like, ice. So, just in case people think I'm getting political here. Not that anyone was going to call me out on it, but I'm not getting... I'm just getting out ahead of it. In case someone's like, oh, you don't want ice. You're blah, blah, blah. You're protecting criminal. And it's like, no. I'm talking about ice. You know how water freezes and it turns to ice? That's what I mean. Like the ice that you put in sodas. Ooh, a diamond. That's gotta be Lindor. See, is he worth anything? Ooh. 16,488. Alright, let's see if he sells. I mean, Byron Buxton sold for me. Nice, another diamond. Is this Buxton? Nope, Zidane Raphael. He's not really worth a whole lot. Probably better off just quick selling. Another diamond. Wow, these ballin' is Abbott packs. They're pretty good to me. Jordan Alvarez. Alright, see you tomorrow as we get ready for the winter storm. Gonna be doing the cactus map tomorrow. That'll be the last conquest map that I do in MLB The Show 2025. Might even be... Well, it's not going to be the last thing, because I know we're going to get the final Captain Blizzard next Tuesday. And we're also going to get the Now and Later program as well. That's going to be 2 weeks from Tuesday, or a week from next Tuesday. So ooh, nice, another diamond. Oriano. God, I just don't want to get so close to 5 million stubs again. Another diamond? Wow. Bonus habit packs, they're being good to me. Loriano again? Ah, jeez. Yeah, we're not talking about much of a profit here, so I might as well quick sell them. Oh, that's what I forgot. Dang it, why do I keep forgetting? Alright, let me just see. Maybe I missed out on Tobias Myers. Let's see. Isaac Collins, Brandon Woodruff, Andrew Vaughn, Brady Ebel, Devin Williams, his 94 overall card, but I already have his 99, so not important there. Nope, okay, there's no flashback for Myers, so that was pretty much the best version I was going to get. Now, this one was interesting. So I'm definitely selling the Pasquantino card. Bryce Terang. No, I'm not quick selling him. You nuts? I want to sell him. Let's see. Kyle Wright, no. Michael Taylor, no. Jake Bowers, probably not. Brian Hayes, a bit. Ooh, Sandy Alcantara. Joey Davis, no. Brendan Marsh, probably not. Matt Strom, yes. 17-8-20. Oh, wow. 2 diamonds? Oh, how generous. Pete Alonso. DH. Schwarber. All right, here's hoping for... Nope. Live series. Dang. Come on, give me Chase. Ooh, Biz Mackey. All right, I'll definitely keep that. Nice, someone bought Francisco Lindor from me. These finest packs are probably the last packs I'm gonna open up. And then I'll call it a stream. Because I really gotta run some errands. Oh, wow. The rare round. Holy smokes. Yeah, give me Schwarber. Base round, of course. Ooh, 74. Holy crap. Oh, rare round again. Nice. All right. Give me Max Free. We're back to here. Was it? Not Diaz, but one of these guys had like 74,000. That's the guy I'll definitely pick. Yeah, Woo IRA picked him. Here we go, Trent Grisham. List him for $73,999. And once again, Matthew, no. Might be Jesus. Oh, no. Torkelson. We'll go Torkelson. List him for $71,899. Hopefully those will sell. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. Even if it was only for a moment, I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when I go live, you could follow me on X at TTVNextJGGen24. It's my gamer tag that's on the left side of your screen there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start up a stream. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation of what the 2026 Mets lineup could look like next year. Obviously, it's not exact because Brett Beatty, Vientos would be on the bench and Beatty would be at DH with Carson Bench and left. I think that's how it's supposed to work out. But you know what? It's about as close as I'm gonna get, and of course I end up in the lineup screen freeze. So tomorrow that's going to be the Cactus Conquest map. That's the last map that I need to finish up here in MLB The Show 2025. After that, there will be nothing. So, uh, we'll see how long that takes me to get it done. If I could get it done quickly, then that will be the last MLB The Show stream until the new content comes out next week. So I hope to see you all tomorrow, Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.